FEANNY O.D. Gold Cup to be run on Saturday, October 5th. We'd like to welcome those of you who are here with us, and also Christopher Wills, Vice President Operations, the gentleman who the race is named after, Mr. FEANNY O.D. He will have a very long speech to give you shortly. We also have Denzel Miller as usual to give you the race day details and updates. Michael Kane, our racing analyst, will give you the field analysis. And we also like to welcome Dallin Clark, Operations Steward, and Timon Gooden, the draw officer. And we can't leave out Coyote Fuller, our technician. So without further ado, we go over now to Mr. Christopher Wills for an operational update.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the post-position draw for the prestigious FEANNY Gold Cup. Horse racing fans know that when we get to this part of the racing calendar, we are thundering down the home stretch and the excitement levels gets even higher. We're officially on the trail to the mile, the Mute Mile Invitational, set for December 7. Of course, before we get to the Mute Mile, we have the 51st running of the prestigious FEANNY Gold Cup. This race was renamed last year to honor a true legend, a Jamaican horse racing legend, I must say. FEANNY O.D., affectionately known as the Maestro. FEANNY's name is synonymous with excellence in our sport. Mr. FEANNY is not only a Jamaican Thoroughbred Racing Hall of Fame inductee, but also held the world record for the most classic horse races won with jockey Winston Griffiths O.D. It's only fitting that we pay tribute to this remarkable man by continuing this special event, the FEANNY Gold Cup. Before we get into the post-position draw, however, let's take a moment to celebrate some recent highlights here at Caymanas. First, congratulations to our trophy race winners from last weekend. Lavisa, winner of the BGLC Toba Millionaire Series. Brenda Boy, champion of the Reprieve Trophy. Impressive Force, winner of the Run Run Trophy. And Sistrin Treasure, who claimed the Typewriter Trophy. The championship quarter is off to an electrifying start, with Radish Roman and Tevin Foster both setting 99 wins so far for 2024. They are neck and neck for the 100th win milestone. But for the coveted trophy, jockey title, we eagerly anticipate more thrilling rides as this fierce competition unfolds. May the best man or best jockey win. Speaking of winning, our patrons continue to hit big, where last Saturday, 2 punters won $2.4 million each from wagers under 3,000 Jamaican dollars. Well done. We're committed to making winning easier and more convenient for all. So be sure to sign up for an SV Games account where you can play MBET. This weekend, the SV Games representatives will be here at Caymanas Park to assist with sign-ups. All you need to bring is a valid government ID and your TRN. Plus, you'll receive a $500 bonus to kickstart your winning streak. We'd like to extend our gratitude to CPJ for partnering with us on September 28th for a successful boots, barrel, and bourbon event. This exclusive whiskey tasting and Trail to the Mile event treated our VIP patrons to a delightful gastronomic journey featuring the Woodford Reserve, the official Kentucky Derby sponsor. We're pleased to welcome them as a sponsor for the upcoming multi-mile event. Now let's proceed with the draw and see how the field will line up for this year's Philip FEANNY Gold Cup.
And of course, before we get there, we still have some ground to cover. We'll now ask our guest speaker, the race name for him, Mr. Philip FEANNY O.D, to have a very few words for us.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Few words it will be. The Gold Cup on Saturday will be a very competitive race, at least on paper. It is regaining some of its lost luster of past years, and years to come it will appear to get better and better. You'll notice of 10 entries, 6 of them are imported. That's due to the Supreme Venture's push in getting horses to come into the island to improve the product. Come forward Saturday, will be a good race day. I look forward to seeing you all.
Thanks, Philip. Thank you.
As usual, that was quick. We now go over to Denzel Miller, as he will have the race day details and updates for you.
Thank you very much, Brian. That wasn't as quick as Eros, though. I can promise you that much. The prestigious Gold Cup boasts a long and coveted history on the Jamaican racing calendar. The race was first run in 1967 and was won by Kilowatt for owners Mr. and Mrs. Neville East and Carl Fornes. Kilowatt went on to be victorious in 1968 and again in 1970, under the care of veteran, former jockey also, Valbert Marlowe, with Cleveland Suki in the saddle on 3 occasions. The Gold Cup boasts a long and rich history, as we said before, and some of the outstanding names through the time have really graced this track. Burt by Joe, 1981, Mr. FEANNY's first Gold Cup winner. In 1982, so competitive was the race, it brought a dead heat. There was no way they could separate the first 2. That was Smasher and Ricochet. 1984, another dead heat in this very prestigious race. Truly Classy and Red Star. 1985 followed up with Secret, another imported that came to our shores. 1990, I think this is probably one of the fastest 2 furlongs I've ever seen in an A-class event, with Kadula straightening up last and hitting the wire in front after some very blistering splits. Eros, 1994 and 95. Let's Go Dancing, I'm Satisfied, 2001 and 2002, also conditioned by Mr. FEANNY. Here Comes Fudgy, A King is Born, also inmates of the FEANNY band. 2008, A Hoofer, conditioned by the late Wayne DaCosta, and 2009 she repeated. She also went on to be one of the most outstanding broodmares ever in producing household name and legend, She's a Manita. Saint Cecilia did it twice, in 2011 and 2012, for Valentine Chung and Spencer Chung, the trainer. Buzz Nightmare, Philip's last or most recent Gold Cup winner. Who knows what may happen this weekend? And of course, the track record and stakes record was set by Eros, 122 4/5 for 7 furlongs in 1994. Of course, Eros was owned in partnership with Mr. FEANNY, Dr. Clifford Bradford, and the late Ivan Bobby Clark. He was ridden on both occasions by also racing legend Winston Griffiths O.D. Mr. FEANNY continues his record of excellence, as in the inaugural multi-mile in 2022, he conditioned Excessive Force, the maestro himself at his very best. Last season, the Gold Cup was won by She's My Destiny, conditioned by Jason DaCosta, who showed an impressive victory by coming from behind and overtaking the 2022 runner-up Horse of the Year, Mahogany. This year, 10 entries will face our starter, Michael Sims, and they're as follows. Over to you, Brian.
Well, it's now time to go right across to Michael, as Michael will have a look at the runners for you.
Thank you very much, Brian. All protocols observed. Let's get right to it. The first entry, Desert of Malibu, own Houston Stables, trained by Gear Sobrati and the Sneaky Fox Rider Showman, will be aboard. Lotted weight 57 kilos or 126 pounds, and that makes her the top weight. She has 7 victories from 9 career starts, and she actually passed the post in front on 8 occasions, disqualified once, and had one of those disqualifications reinstated. So she officially has 7 out of 9 victories here at Caymanas Park. Won the non-such grade 1 event in 1:10 and a fifth of a second, a very blistering 1:10 and a fifth of a second for 6 furlongs. So that's going to be a big plus coming into this Gold Cup. That was her first start since April. She also won the Lady Gita over 6 furlongs in 1:13.2. She won the St. Cecilia Cup over 6.5 furlongs in 1:19.4, and also won the St. Catherine in 1:12.3. Next entry, Fun Can Done, own champion Ola Carlton Watson, champion trainer Jace DaCosta, and Robert Haldane will team up. And this one allotted 55 kilos, or 55.5 kilos, 122 pounds. And Fun Can Done has 6 career victories, was recently first in the Distinctly Irish, over 9 furlongs and 25 yards in 155.3. Won the She's a Man Eater, a grade 1 event, over a mile in 139 flat. And was second in the Clovis Metcalf, over 7.5 furlongs, beaten by a stablemate, Mamma Mia. Next entry is Artifact, also owned by champion owner Carlton Watson, also trained the champion trainer Jason Acosta, and Tevin Foster. Terrific Tevin Foster will be aboard, allotted weight 115 pounds, and his Artifact has 9 career victories to date, and that makes him the second winningest horse in the lineup. Third in the recent Nuts on Spirit, over 6 furlongs, and was a winner of the Thoroughbred Racing Hall of Fame, a grade 1 event, over 6 furlongs in 1:12.2, and second in the SVL 23rd anniversary, a grade 1 event, over 5.5 furlongs, second in the Eros, over 7 furlongs, and won the Reggae Trophy over 5 straight in 59.2. Next entry, Major Danger, owned by ACK Stills, and earlier we heard the Maestro say, notably, 6 of the 10 runners are importees, but he did not say that one of the importees is trained by him, and that's Major Danger. And of course, FEANNY O.D will take some pride in winning a race running in his honor, and that's the second time that the Gold Cup will be the FEANNY O.D Gold Cup. So Major Danger has won 5 races in his career so far, allotted weight 50 kilos or 110 pounds. Won the Thunderbird recently over 7 furlongs in 1:25.4, and that was stepping up to open allowance for the first time. Won the Emilia Rodriguez over 7.5 furlongs in 1:32.2, and was first in a restricted allowance 3 over 7 furlongs in 1:26.2. Major Danger definitely on the upgrade. Next entry is a Further and Beyond, owned by Vikram Audit, trained by Donovan Hutchins, more popular known as Dude, and we see him in the stands there in the audience. And this Further and Beyond has the distinction of winning the most races in the lineup, of course, 12 career wins, and this one indeed a former Horse of the Year. Third in the recent Distinctly Irish, a grade 1 event, over 9 furlongs and 25 yards, won the Seeking My Dream over 7.5 furlongs, and was stopping the clock there in 1:33.2, and was second in the Legal Light over 9 furlongs and 25 yards, second also in the St. Cecilia over 6.5 furlongs. So Further and Beyond, quite versatile. He can sprint, he can go long, and he also can go middle distances. Wall Street Traders next, owned by Vincent Main. Trainer on Matthew Onion Mullins will be aboard, and this one is an impressive importee as well. Second in the non-such sprint over 6 furlongs. That was behind the very impressive Desert of Malibu in 1:10 and a fifth of a second. Also won over 5.5 furlongs in 1:07 and a fifth, coming from off the pace, winning going away that day. So Wall Street Trader is expected to be in the thick of things here with a mere 100 pounds. Next entry is Atlantic Convoy, another importee. This one owned Solomon Sharp, trained by Patrick Lynch, Jordan Bartley aboard. Of course, Solomon Sharp, our chairman here at SVREL. And Atlantic Convoy, fourth in the recent Thunderbird, over 7 furlongs, won the Arthur Jones Memorial over 6 furlongs in 1:13.4, and a third in Emilia Rodriguez over 7.5 furlongs. Next entry is Interesting Times Ahead, owned by Elizabeth Acosta, trained by her son, champion trainer Jason Acosta, and visiting Panamanian rider Victor Sanchez will be aboard. Allotted weight, a mere 101 pounds, so this one will be lightly weighted. Champion 2-year-old 2023, fourth in the Jamaica Derby, over 12 furlongs, was a winner of the St. Ledger, a grade 1 event, over 10 furlongs in 2 1/5 of a second, won the Kingston, and also won the Prince Consort Stakes, so he's a classy performer. Next entry, Norblar, trained by Gresham Smith, also known as Greasy. This one will be ridden by Ramon Appier. Gresham Smith, also the owner. 5 wins so far for Norblar, and recently won over 5 straight, stepped it up to overnight for the first time and stop the clock in a minute and a fifth of a second. And rounding out the field, the Philip Banadura, owned by Mediators and CD, and this one was the Oaks winner this season. Jordan Barrett will be aboard for Jason Acosta. Banadura has won 4 races so far in her career, of course, inclusive of the Jamaica Oaks, 4th in the Jamaica 1000 Guineas, and she also won the Thornbird Stakes and the Hotline Stakes. A star-studded field of 10 declared to go postwards for the 51st running of the FEANNY O.D Gold Cup. And my, this looks like a race that will come right down to the wire. I'll tell you who will win first, and then the runner-up, second runner-up, and to complete the frame, I'll tell you about that come Saturday.
Thank you, Michael. It's now time for the post-position draw to be handled by Denzel Miller, Racing Secretary, SBREL, Dallin Clark, Operations George GRC, and of course the most important one, the draw officer, Timon Gooden. Over to you guys.
Thank you very much, Brian. The 51st running of the Gold Cup, ladies and gentlemen, in honor of Philip FEANNY O.D. 7 furlongs, the purse, $2.5 million Jamaican dollars, 10 horses in the lineup, 6 importeds and 4 native bred thoroughbreds. Let's get ready to go. So Mr. FEANNY will do the honors of selecting the first 4 horses from the jar.
Wall Street Trader.
Wall Street Trader. Wall Street Trader, gate number 2. Next selection.
Atlantic Convoy.
Gate number 3, Atlantic Convoy. Jordan Barrett with the number 1 paper. Wall Street Trader, O'Neill Bullings rides. Next selection.
Banadura.
Banadura, the Oaks winner. 9. Post position number 9. Jordan Barrett with a number 2. Jason will have to name a rider come tomorrow morning. Next selection.
Norblar.
Nobla. Ramon Napier. Gate number 6. Now invite we now invite Mr. Donovan Hutchinson to come and select the next 2 horses from the bowl. And of course that will be followed by Ricardo Matti, son of Rowan Matti. We'll select one name first and let us see. Turn it
Is that
around.
a fact?
Is that a fact?
Thank you. One
Gate
more.
number 5.
One more.
Next selection by Donovan. Major Danger.
Thank you.
Gate number 10. Ricardo, you're next. He's representing his dad, who conditions Wall Street Trader. Desert of Malibu.
Thank you. One more.
Gate number 1 goes to Desert of Malibu.
Interesting times
Interesting
ahead.
times ahead. Next selection. Gate number 8. And Philip, would you like to close out the show?
Pleasure. Fun car done.
Fun car done. Robert Halladine. Fun car done. Gate number 4. And the final
Last but
selection.
not least, Dude, further and beyond.
Further and beyond, a former horse of the year. Gate number 7. Brian?
So just repeating them for you. Desert of Malibu 1. Wall Street Trader 2. Atlantic Convoy drawn at 3. Fun Car Done at 4. Is that a fact? 5. Norblar, 6. Further and Beyond, 7. Interesting Times Ahead, 8. Banadura, 9. And finally, A Major Danger, 10. Well, I think we have come to the end of the post-position draw for the FEANNY O.D. Gold Cup. Those of you who won't be coming to the track, you can watch it live on our streams, caymanasracing.com, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. It will be nice to have most of you here. It's always nice to have a big race with a large crowd for the excitement. Thank you all for coming, and we'll be back with you when the time comes for another post-position draw.